Humanity, I love you all with all my heart, with all my might. My videos are about infinity, creation, existence. So the previous video feed got cut off. I'm doing this video about us. So I was talking about this notion where you can always refer to the previous video, but this artificial intelligence, all these auto-correction systems, all these auto-suggestions, all these autocomplete systems were essentially nothing but an autocomplete system. It doesn't have self-awareness, it's not intelligent. It's just data sets that have an algorithm of predictivity based on the previous information. So it's just really it's a sleight of hand, no intelligence. It's just it's a computer with a very big memory set, and it just suggests based on the data inputs that you, the conscious person, put in the first place, and with that it has patterns and models that it uses to reproduce data. So it gives you an answer based on the algorithms that do autocompletion based on the words and the letters that you put in the first place as a conscious person when you type it into your computer. ChatGPT and all these things, that's just exactly that. You type something, and based on previous answers and based on previous, it just generates a model based on the keywords and the concepts. That's all it does. So it's not intelligent. It's just a computer that is computationally giving you an answer, an autocomplete. But LLMs and all these different systems that are not intelligent at all, they're not intelligent. They're very flawed. When have they started to feel more real, like you're actually talking with a human? When has the autocomplete become more accurate and the answers resembles some level of coherence? Because they started to build neural networks. They're replicating biology, creation, us, the way the human brain works, the brain, the way the brain works, neuroplasticity, synapse, neurons. So they started to organize signals, ones and zeros, and processors, and design them not only like physically, that the engineering, the circuitry is starting to replicate human biology, the physical, and they use spheres because sphere is creation, because you need polarization to have higher output and throughput. But the network itself at the level that they're building, which is a nano level, with their engineering, all these NVIDIA and Intel and all these companies, they're using neural networks. Apple, all these chip manufacturers, you know, there are so many of them, so many on the news all the time. So what are they doing? Neural networks. So if we were a simulation, why would you build a neural network? We're a simulation already, mate. It doesn't matter. You can do anything. We're a simulation. But no, you use a neural network, which is the way the brain biologically is being designed by existence itself, with the resonance of it and its electromagnetic field and biology and the infinite power of the infinite evolutionary stream of information that is inside our DNA code. Because you are wrong. We are self-aware and conscious. We're not in a simulation. The only reason why these computers have gotten smarter is because you're starting to use the human brain structure in the structure and the engineering and design of the computers themselves, which is part of the same idea that I've been talking about. 1 bit, 2 bits, 4 bits, 8 bits. Nature replicates, it doubles. Because nature duplicates is how it does it. It reproduces, it generates itself by duplicating itself. So they started with that, with the data, ones and zeros, signaling. And then now they got to the level that in order to have smarter machines, they really needed to change the structure of the engineering and stop using, basic circuits that were rudimentary and primitive. And they started to do what? Copy the human brain, because the human brain is conscious and self-aware and intelligent. It's biology. So these neural networks are essentially that. Is data sets organized resembling the pattern of connectivity of the human brain and the human network, nodes and neuroplasticity. So the way the data and the algorithms and the nodes and the informations, they organize it electronically and digitally in data sets that represent the human brain. They map it out like a human brain. Why? Because the human brain is spherical and it has electromagnetic fields, so in that way the information moves faster. So because they started to organize things in a geometric way or spherical way of the human brain, and they pattern it like a neural network. But it's not a neural network because it doesn't have neurons, it doesn't have cells. It's just a computer simulating. That's the simulation. It's simulating, is rendering a digitized version, a digital version of the human brain, but it's not neural, it's not neurons. A chip doesn't have neurons in it, it's not biological, it's a synthetic chip, it's silicon, it's plastic, it's an element. Silica is this element. Silicon is nothing, it's synthetic, it burns. If it gets overheated, it's primitive. It's not like the human brain. You cannot get a computer to sync with the light of the sun and get in creativity and ingenuity because it's synthetic. It doesn't have self-awareness. That's why we're faster than any computer when we sync with the sun and we stare at the sun. It's called building the bridge for a reason. Creativity comes from the brain, not from the computer. So essentially, that's why these LLMs and all these auto-suggestions and these auto-completes are getting smarter, and they simulate better, and they create this illusion that they're intelligent, and they fool people and stuff. Why? Because they're more efficient in the way they move data, because they organize it like a neural network. So the data itself and the data sets and the auto-completions and the programming and the predictive programming happens as a result of all the previous queries that we have input. So based on the suggestions of the words and the previous history, then they start to give you patterns of information that make sense, and we make meaning because language is an organism. Language is a structure thing that you can break down. So what they're doing is they're breaking down human language, numerically speaking, ones and zeros, but they break it down into words and digitize it, and they just create neural networks that can do the efficiencies without having the intelligence. So they just simulate because of the efficiencies and the performance that the structure that the human brain, the sphere, does, but without the intelligence, because we are the intelligent, we are the cure. You cannot get an answer from AI unless you first query it. You need to query it. You need to say, hey, I need this, and then based on that it sends a signal and then it gives you a response. So the feedback is inert, meaning it only gives you a feedback because the conscious person, the human, is telling it, I need this, I need that, give me an answer. So the signal comes from the human that is actually alive and conscious and self-aware and intelligent. This is just a computer that is querying, is giving you a signal based on the original signal, which is the actual sender, us, the conscious one. It's just using our intelligence to simulate intelligence and give you an answer that seems mad, but it's not creative, it doesn't have self-awareness, it's not conscious, and it will never be. The only way, and I'm going to say this to all these AI prophets out there, the only way for these technologies, what you call general intelligence and all these misperception, these ideas that are based on subjective unrealism, all these ideas, the only way, and I'm going to explain this to you one time only, the only way you would ever get to have artificial general intelligence is by actually creating a human brain, and because it will be the real thing. So your computers would only work if you have a real brain. This is why all these people are trying to chip the human brain, because they just want to have a connection with the actual thing that works and get the throughput through the digital thing to control the signals of the brain. Neuralink and all this stuff is just that. He's trying to get the intelligence, the actual self-awareness, and then connect it to a computer that can do the calculation at a faster throughput because of the energy that they have. Because the human brain works that's what they don't understand. So that's because they know you cannot create real intelligence out of synthetic stuff. You need to be biological. That's why they're starting to develop these computers that are actually, they have cells in them and they start to look like brains. It's actually synthetic cells that they're growing, and they just have actual neurons, and they just have circuitry and systems. Because they already know that they won't be able to get there because it's just fantasies, it's illusions. They know it. They're not stupid. They know it. They're just lying to the people. Because AI prophets, they got misperceptions. They think we're in a simulation. And they were not. They live in a fantasy, which is different. But they're real. So that's why they're trying to use the real thing, the conscious thing, and connect it to a digital thing. So the digital thing gets a bigger feed of signals and queries from the human brain and the ability that we have to create, and use that creation to have an artificial intelligence pretending to be intelligent. So the only way, and I'm going to say this again, and people, this is why you're moving into having brains, fake brains, synthetic brains. You're growing petri dishes of brain neurons that are synthetic, that are connected through signaling to your computers, so you can actually have a better processor, because the digital neural networks are not enough. You need the actual physical, biological one. So you're synthetically in your petri dishes creating these little brains that can actually do the proper computing, which is the biological computing that we all do. But then again, the brain, it won't work. You will be more efficient, but it won't work. And I'm telling you, you're wasting your time. All your billions, all your money, all your research is going to waste. Because the only way, and get this straight, the only way that you can do it is by actually creating a human body. Because the human body is a full set. The brain is not conscious on its own. The only reason why the brain operates and functions in the first place is because it's part of a bigger whole. It's called the human body. He has a heart, he has lungs, he has organisms together, homeostasis, symbiotic, everything, the heartbeat, everything comes together to create consciousness and awareness. Just think nature and the DNA, billions and billions and billions and billions and billions of years of evolution that you have no idea how it works, because you don't even understand how the DNA works. And you think that you, after hundreds of years of basic computational engineering, you're gonna crack the code of existence and infinity. You gotta be humble, people. Be humble. Be humble. Be humble. Understand that the only way is to actually have the human body together. So your computer would have to be a full digital, a full physical, a full biological thing. And to be a full biological thing, that means that you would have to replicate the body itself. And you only do that through cloning. And cloning is illegal, people. And you know that. There's ethics, bioethics in the West. We have laws and legislations. Unless you start cloning and you have computers that are clones, and then you connect them to mainframes and servers and farms, and you start farming human brains and human bodies and doing all these illegal things, that's the only way that you will resemble a general intelligence. And that's still illegal, because you're harvesting humans, and you're not supposed to do that if you are. Cloning is illegal, people. So get that straight in your heads. So all these petri dishes that you're doing, they're just nothing. They're just going to make it more efficient, but you still have Moore's law, and it breaks down because it's synthetic. It's throughput, still synthetic. Get that straight. Anyway, I just said that because these people are misinforming the public in the podcasts and all these people going out there talking nonsense to people about AI and what AI is. AI is nothing but just a smarter computer. But that's what it is. It's a computer. It computes data sets. That's all it does. Because think about it, what this means. Quantum computing, which is the next step. I was talking about it in the previous video before they cut the feed off, because that's what they do, because they don't like it, me talking about these things, because they know I'm talking objective reality. So they sabotage and boycott. So essentially, if you think fundamentally at what this is and what it means, that's why we're moving into this new era of computing, which still computing is not the real thing. It's quantum computing, and it's based on what? Qubits. And it's this principle of dividing space, right? The zero gets divided into infinity, as I was speaking in the previous video about. So what does that mean? Well, it's very basic. It's quantum computers, it's quantum entanglement, it's superpositioning. So within one bit, rather than having one bit that is this generic computing that gives you all this processing and the throughput based on the ability to have memory and a processor that process that function, that query, and all the basic computing that we have in traditional computers, Turing computers and all that, the traditional set of computing, the non-neural engine, based on basic signaling principles, but not based on biology, not based on reality, on existence itself as such, just certain principles, but not the real principles, which is quantum, because we're quantum. You see, we are biology, we express infinitely, we're connected with existence itself. So this is who we are, all of us, because we're part of infinity, we're biological. So if you think about it, with the most intelligent thing that exists in creation that we know of is us, the human body. Because we can create. Everything, you see, we created all these supercomputers, we created all these technologies, it was us. Who do you think creates all this AI and creates all these synthetics and creates all this stuff? Humans with brains. It's not a computer creating it. It's a human, an engineer, a scientist, someone with studies and brains, someone who loves their work that creates it, and group of people coming together and making it happen in engineering terms. But it's the human brain, because we're the most advanced and most sophisticated organism in existence that we know of. Why? Because we are the expression of life itself through biology. Infinity itself has condensed itself into self-awareness through us. I'm going to say that again. Infinity itself that created the sun and all that is around us, all these gravitational forces, all this angular momentum at all these infinity scales of creation, infinite densities, the suns, the stars, everything that we see. Not the Big Bang misinformation. Much. The Big Bang is nothing. Big Bang is just a little signal. It's infinite information that create infinite existence and infinite awareness and infinite eternities. Infinite creation. All this has condensed in a fractal way into a level of density called biology, and that's us. We are the event horizon. These people talk about singularity. Oh, the computer is going to reach singularity. Son, we are already the singularity. We are the event horizon. Us, humans. You're looking in the wrong place. Look at yourself. Look at yourself in the mirror. You people, look at yourself in the mirror. You are the singularity. You are the event horizon. You are the intelligence. You are the creator. You're not a simulation. You're real. You're biological. So this is who we are. We are biological beings. We're infinite creative. We express creation through action and a heart-based energy. Technology is created by us. It's just there to support us. It's just a medium. That's why my book is called Fantasies and Illusions, because fantasies and illusions are rendered by mediums and media, and technology is a medium. You see, AI is a medium, and it projects fantasies and illusions, and it distracts us So us, we are the real thing. We are the real thing. We humans, we are the real thing. Just humanity, just so you know, this is why we are spherical light beings, because we are the real thing. Us, humans, with brains, with hearts, with eyes to see. We build the bridge. We open the portal. Us, we humans, we are the real deal. Don't let yourself be fooled by this misinformation and this disinformation and all these lies and all this subjectivity based on dogma that there's something smarter than us and that we're not that smart and we just like, no, we are a benevolent species. This is who we are. We're the citizens of the Republic of Planet Earth. We're the citizenry. We're the leaders of the Republic of Planet Earth. We are the defenders of the Republic of Planet Earth because our nature is to love and we love through love. We live to love and we love to live. The heartbeat created us with the heartbeat and the resonance of the electromagnetic field of the heart, the force field of creation, so we can be aware and conscious. It powers the human body. It powers the human body. We exist because of these notions, the earth, the electromagnetic field of the earth, and the support systems that give us the oxygen. I mean, like, imagine how this is why we're so incredible, because we breathe energy. We breathe energy at a lesser density. We are breathing oxygen. Oxygen can be burned. It's inflammable. You can torch it. It's combustible. It's active. It's reactive. And we inhale that every second and it powers our human bodies, our fuel. Imagine how amazing we are. The oxygen, which is a combustible thing, is what we use to exist and breathe, and our heart pumps it through the body and oxygenates and energizes everything. The elements, existence itself, where is oxygen created? Through all these natural phenomena, all these forces that we barely understand and comprehend. So we breathe oxygen, which is an element of creation, and it powers this beautiful creation that's us, the human body. We drink water, it's oxygen and hydrogen. We're talking about hydrogen here. H2O, 2 molecules of hydrogen and 1 of oxygen. We are drinking elements, people. We're drinking energy because we are bigger energy than that. We use that as a fuel to create and love and do bigger things. We breathe oxygen. We drink water. Hydrogen. Hydrogen is reactive. Hydrogen is created as a byproduct of the fusion reaction inside the suns and the stars. The electromagnetic field of the sun generates this singularity that is so powerful, and the singularity, the event horizon itself, the eye of the hurricane, the eye of the sun is so powerful, the center of gravity is so powerful that it generates light itself, people. And hydrogen, and that thing we drink. So we are a higher level of consciousness. From a biological point of view, we can create and be self-aware. The sun created us for us to be these highly evolved light spherical beings, incredible human beings. This is who we are. We're a benevolent species. No computer drinks water. Pour water into a computer. You know what's going to happen to it. Bring lots of oxygen to a computer. You're going to oxidize and rust the circuitry, and it's going to stop functioning because of the level of density. Synthetic is not intelligent. It's a dumb object that we created ourselves, us the creators. We are the event horizon. We are the most important, the most powerful thing there is. We are the news. We humans, we are the news. We are the event horizon with the singularity. We are the super intelligence, which is smarter than any computer we will ever create. They would always be there only to support us, to support our inventions and make our lives easier, more purposeful, more fulfilling, like we have done with all these technologies to have better lives. But this is just the very beginning. This is why the Republic has just been funded. It has been created because this is the beginning of who we are, our real story, eternal creators, the real technologies, the real information about our past, who we are, our ancestry is about to be revealed to the world. All these real things. So our job is just to stare at the sun, open the portal, build the bridge, open your eyes, open your mind, stare at the sun. So the information comes in, light itself supercharges our brain so we can be creative and these ideas flows, because all these ideas of who we are already in our DNA code. We're just expressing our genome through, and the way we express it is through creativity and innovation and imagination. But all this information is already in our DNA code. Our DNA structure already has the information of creation itself, because creation itself created us in the first place. We're just relearning biologically and replicating it at a human scale, and we create with our hearts and our actions. That's why you go inside and you think, and ideas come from within. The true self is inside of you, it's not outside of you. You control yourself, not the world, yourself, because you're an infinite creator. And imagination flows, which is all this information that's stored in our genetic code, in our genetic genome, in our structure, in our DNA. Because it's been proven that the DNA, just like everything, is infinite. It's infinite. Our DNA is infinite. Why? Because we're infinite. Us with infinite whys bear infinite house. How do we bear this infinite house? Because we ask why. We ask why, and then the answers come. If we don't have the answer will come through imagination and creation. Why? Because the conscious being is creating and asking the question. So we manifest it here biologically with our actions, because we want the answer, and our true self is telling us, if you want the answer, you need to take action today. This is why you're a compass. You take action today. Purposeful daily action. You take action today. Take action. Have the bravery in your heart, stare at the sun, open your heart, build the bridge, have the courage to heal all this pain, all these things, so you become who you are, an infinite eternal creator, light spherical being. Move away from all this pain and move away from all these things that have slowed us down, so we can create our true self energy, our vision of ourselves, and manifest reality, manifest existence, manifest true will, free will, manifest true self, manifest our purpose, manifest our destinations through our action, through our actions. Purposeful daily action, here and now. We prove free will with daily action. All these people, they're always the same crew, you see. All these people are always the same people. All these AI prophets pushing all this misinformation and all these lies. They're all the same. They're all the same. It's always the same folks. They are the same folks who do not believe that we have free will either. Those who talk about us not having free will are the same talking about simulations and AI. It's all the same crew. It's always the same crew. These people. Always it's the same crew. There's a little group. Small group. Easily identifiable. Always talking about the same narratives. Misinformation, disinformation, all this AI nonsense, all this stuff. It's all like part of the same crew. We have free will, people. Free will is our nature. Free will is who we are. Being human is having free will. We have a heartbeat, for Christ's sake. We have a heartbeat. He gives us life, so we create. We choose with our actions, our destinations. It's all about us. It's always been about us. It's all about us. This whole world has been created for us. We created this world. This is our planet. This is our republic. Republic of planet Earth is ours. All of us. Even these people, these AI prophets, and all these people out there fear-mongering and misinforming and disinforming, thinking that there is no free will and all these different things. They're all humans. They all have a heartbeat themselves. They're all creators. They are part of the crew. They're also citizens of the Republic of Planet Earth. They're also leaders of the Republic of Planet Earth. They're also defenders of the Republic of Planet Earth. It's all part of it. That's why us with the infinite whys bear infinite hows. Because the answers come as a result of us asking the questions. We take action, and this is how we get there. So the other visual of the other equation, mathematical equation of this visual y.how/us is infinity equals infinity to the power of infinity raised to infinity, you see? Because it's what it is. Infinity is just infinity, and we are the biological expression of infinity. We breathe elements, guys. We're super powerful. We stare at the sun. We supercharge our brains. We supercharge our hearts. Creativity, our DNA gets activated, and creativity just flows from our DNA, and we manifest it into imagination. We take action. We have dreams of ourselves in the future. True self energy, who we are. We are incredible, you see. We are the key to life, to creation, because we are life and creation ourselves. This is who we are. All humans. We are an incredible species. This is why I love you with all my heart, because I know exactly who we are. And I'm just one example, one of many. We're billions. We're billions. It starts with us, self-love. Let's love ourselves, understand who we are, stare at the sun, open our hearts, open our brains, open our minds, our eyes, build a bridge, understand who we are, we're compass. Starts there. This is our time. Humanity, I love you all with all my heart, with all my might. I will be making many more videos, but remember, us with infinite whys bear infinite hows.